I almost had a heart attack when I accidentally overheard my wife laughing with a friend, telling her about the affair she had been having. Oh, God, it was amazing. I let my lover do things my husband could only dream of. I can't wait for our next date, and I think I'll let him do even more. At that moment, everything inside me snapped. I couldn't bear this betrayal anymore. I stepped out from where I had been hiding and confronted them both. My wife froze, her face drained of color, while her friend Rachel looked like she wanted to disappear. Clueless, I said calmly, though everything inside me was screaming, "Go on, I'm curious. What else does he do that I don't?" My wife stammered, trying to explain herself. "It's not like you think," she started, but I cut her off. "Exactly how you said it," I responded. I turned to Rachel, and she didn't even try to deny it, picking up her purse and mumbling that she should leave. "Don't worry," I said. "You'll both be out of my house soon." I didn't shout, didn't break anything, didn't beg for an explanation. I just nodded and walked away. Downstairs, I sat at the kitchen table, hands folded, as I tried to process everything. This wasn't just cheating, it was mockery. She had been laughing at me, all while living a double life under my roof, spending my money, and pretending everything was normal. But it was my turn now. That night, I didn't go upstairs to make a scene. I didn't pack my bags or slam doors. I made coffee. If she wanted to stab me in the back, I would return the favor, but not out of anger, out of precision. I would do it with a calm smile on my face. Step 1, gather the truth. I already knew most of it, but now I needed proof. I waited until she pretended to be asleep beside me, and then quietly slipped into the guest room with my laptop and a burner phone I had bought last year on a whim. Funny how things you forget become weapons when you need them. I accessed her phone's backup, retrieved her deleted messages, call logs, and photos. What I found was worse than I imagined. There were nude photos she had sent during a trip we took to my parents' house for Thanksgiving. There was a hotel receipt for a night I spent up late helping our daughter with her science project. There were filthy voice notes bragging about how much better her lover was than me. Reading it wasn't painful, it was eye-opening. Step 2, lock down the future. The next morning, I met with my lawyer. "We're divorcing," I told him, sliding a folder across the desk. He glanced through the text, nodded once, and didn't ask any questions. "We'll file on the grounds of adultery," he said. "No spousal support. You'll keep the house. If we play this right, she won't see it coming." I liked that plan. I liked it a lot. We froze our joint accounts, and I moved my business income into a protected LLC. I updated every password, changed my will, and by the time she noticed, I'd be halfway out the door, watching it all fall apart. Step 3, let her keep pretending. That night, she asked if I wanted to order dinner, acting as if nothing had changed. "Sure," I said, smiling. "You remember that place on Lincoln, right?" She grinned, oblivious. In that moment, I realized she hadn't just lied to me. She had convinced herself that she was smarter than I was. But she was wrong. Dinner arrived at 7:42 p.m., and she set the table with care, lighting candles and playing soft jazz. She even wore the black silk robe she used to save for special occasions. "I thought we could try again," she said, opening the box of spring rolls. "You've been kind of distant lately." I didn't laugh or argue. "You're right," I said. "I have been. Anything on your mind?" I asked. "Plenty, I thought," but I just nodded. "Let's just eat," I said. And we did. She tried to make small talk, pretending nothing had changed. But inside, I was already a step ahead. I knew the truth, and she didn't suspect a thing. The next morning, I was up early, made coffee, kissed her cheek, and told her to take her time getting ready. I had errands to run. What I actually did was drop off notarized copies of the divorce petition, meet with a private investigator to verify the affair, and pay off my car to protect it legally. I also emailed a close friend of hers, someone I knew had a conscience. The subject line read, "You deserve to know who she really is." Inside were 2 screenshots, just enough to raise questions and stir up doubt. That evening, she came home a little off, acting strange. She set her purse down carefully and didn't mention dinner. Instead, she said, You're being really nice lately. Should I not be? I asked. No, it's just different. Maybe I'm just getting used to the truth, I said, and she flinched just slightly. It was enough. Later, when she told me she was going out with Rachel again, I smiled. Tell her I said hi. You're okay with this? She asked, surprised. Why wouldn't I be? I replied, knowing everything was about to change. I already knew where she was headed. I had GPS tracking on her car, a legal app-connected device, or so I told her months ago under guise of insurance. By 9:18 p.m., I had a photo of her entering a hotel suite downtown with a man, whose face matched the one in the background of photos she'd posted 2 weeks earlier from the beach. The one she swore was just a stranger. Meanwhile, I was home, logging every detail. She was still playing checkers, but I was playing chess. Every step she took was one I orchestrated, and with each piece of evidence I collected, the plan became clearer. I was moving closer to my exit. The next morning, I filed the paperwork, ground for adultery and emotional cruelty, attaching all the evidence, transcripts, GPS logs, photos, and even a written affidavit from Rachel, who had finally grown tired of covering for her best friend. When I walked out of the courthouse and breathed in the cool morning air, there was a sense of calm, though I knew this wasn't over. At 10:01 a.m., I sent her an email with a single line. You'll be served today. Don't come home. No emotion, no anger, just a clean break. She called at 10:15. I didn't answer. Then again, and again. Finally, a message. Matt, please. What's going on? What do you mean served? I texted back. I think you already know. 10 minutes later. She tried to enter the house. She couldn't. The locks had been changed, her key card disabled, and her garage opener was removed. There was a note taped to the door. Check your email. Everything's there. Please forward your new address to my attorney. The blow hit her like a wave. Later, I received a second voicemail. This time her voice wasn't sharp. It cracked. Matt, please, can we talk? I didn't mean to hurt you. I thought you didn't care anymore. I thought you were pulling away. And I made a mistake. A mistake. A mistake is forgetting to pay a bill. What she did was a cold, calculated betrayal carried out over weeks, even months, and then mocked with laughter and whispers. And I let her play the game, letting her bet everything and lose. I released the final card. The next day, her parents received a copy of everything. Messages, photos, and one short audio clip. Oh God, it was amazing. I let my lover do things my husband could only dream of. They didn't call me. They didn't have to. They just stopped calling her. What she thought would happen was that I would break, cry, beg. Instead, I erased her from my life. Her gym membership was canceled. She lost access to our joint finances, and her social network began shrinking fast. Even Rachel turned her back. She laughed at the man who loved her. She thought it made her powerful, but it only made her disposable. I moved into a new place, smaller, quieter, honest. I slept better. I started running again. I looked in the mirror and didn't see someone broken. I saw someone who took a hit and stood back up with his dignity intact. A week passed, then 2. No more voicemails, no more texts, just silence. I thought it was over, until the knock came. It was a Tuesday evening, early, as I was halfway through dinner. Quiet jazz played in the background, a glass of wine in hand. This ordinary peace I'd never had with her. I opened the door slowly. There she was. No makeup, hair tied back pale. She was a version of herself I hadn't seen in years. The untouchable persona she once wore was gone. She looked tired, not just physically, but deep in her bones. Can we talk? She asked. About what? I replied. She hesitated. I don't know who I was when I did all that. I spiraled. You were always so calm, so solid, and I took that for weakness. I thought I could do better. I was wrong. I didn't respond. She tried again. You were a good man, better than I deserved. I see that now, and I don't expect anything. I'm sorry. Her words hung in the air like an echo, but they meant nothing. You don't rebuild with ashes. You didn't just cheat, I said. You disrespected me. You used me, and then you laughed about it with your friends like it was a joke. She nodded slowly, biting her lip, tears starting to rise. You killed something that could have been fixed, and you didn't even hesitate. I know, she whispered. Then what are you doing here? I asked. Her eyes scanned the doorway, the one we once shared, the place where we had built a life together. I don't know. I guess I hoped maybe we could talk. Maybe we are talking, I said, and this is the end of it. She stepped back as though I'd struck her, not physically, but with the force of finality. No drama, no explosion, just the end. Goodbye, Sarah, I said, and started to close the door. Matt, she said one last time, barely above a whisper. I paused. You close this door the moment you open another. Don't knock on it now just because the other one slammed shut. And then I closed it, not with anger, not with bitterness, just finality. Some doors stay closed for a reason. She never came back. Her name never crossed my lips again. The man I became after her, stronger, quieter, wiser, didn't rebuild the life she destroyed. I built a better one. And not once, not for a second, did I wish she was part of it. Was this revenge justified? If so, share, and subscribe to the channel. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. For more jaw-dropping, real pro-revenge stories that keep you on the edge of your seat, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and share the story. Your support helps bring these powerful tales to life. Every like, share, and subscription truly means the world. Thank you for being part of this journey, where every story is a shadow and every betrayal has its echo.